Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true.
Bomb threat halts operations at Kingston Wharfs. Kingston's Wharf Limited (KWL) has suspended operations for today following a bomb threat at the wharf. Out of an abundance of caution and concern for the safety of its team members and customers, KWL has closed all its warehouse and terminal facilities for the day, the company said in a media release on Monday. It said police and other relevant emergency personnel are on site carrying out the necessary security checks. KWL says the public will be advised regarding the full resumption of operations. CTOC detains 2, seizes gun and vehicle in Clarendon operation. 2 men were detained following the seizure of an illegal firearm on the Chapton Main Road in Clarendon Sunday afternoon. The arrest and seizure followed a special operation carried out by detectives from the Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Branch (CTOC). It was reported that around 1:20 p.m., the detectives went to the Chapton Main Road where they signaled a white Toyota Probox to stop. The driver complied and the vehicle was searched. During the search, police said a black Kelder Tech 9mm pistol, 2 magazines and 3mm rounds were found inside. The firearm, ammunition and the vehicle were seized. Both suspects, one of whom is a taxi driver and the other a farmer, were detained and escorted to the Mapen police station for further processing. St. Catherine man drowns after vehicle runs off-road near Flat Bridge. A motorist perished in the Bagwalk Gorge in St. Catherine on Sunday after the vehicle he was driving plunged into the Royal Corbury. The deceased has been identified as Glenford Hendicle, 72-year-old of Cumberland in Portmore, St. Catherine. About 12:45 p.m., Glenford was driving a Toyota Tacoma from the direction of Bagwalk when he lost control of the vehicle upon reaching the Flat Bridge and drifted into the river. The vehicle sank and Glenford drowned before he could be rescued. Investigations are continuing into possible cause of the accident. Government senator says society is becoming sensitized to the fact that child killers should receive the harshest punishment. Government Senator Dr. Sapphire Langmore said the society is becoming sensitized to the fact that child killers should receive the harshest punishment. The center was reacting to reports of the killing of 2 boys in Salt Spring, St. James last Monday. She has long called for mandatory life sentences for child killers. Speaking in the Upper House on Friday, Senator Longmore said more people now seem to agree with her. Senator Longmore noted that tougher action must be taken against persons who hurt the nation's children. She said child killers are not deserving of a chance.
You know, when we first started back this session of the Senate, I rose in that September Friday and I called for the mandatory, I said life sentencing, but I said in my personal purview, death penalty of child murderers. I subsequently got up and I retracted and made the correction that it was not the death penalty that I called for. But I am happy to see, it is sad for me to say I'm happy to see this, that the nation is becoming sensitized to the fact that when it comes to the protection of our children, we need to draw a line and say there is no excuse, there is no possibility for someone who murders a child to see the light of day again, whatsoever. I am almost sure that invariably somebody knows something about these heinous acts. Somebody knows something. Let us act, let us inform, let us relate when it comes to the murders of our children. We cannot continue to say that, oh, this is another one that has been gone. And oh, this person is going to get a life sentence with the possibility of parole. No. They snuffed out a young life that did not get a chance. They need no chance.
Justice Minister urges business operators, especially hoteliers, to increase salaries to retain staff and reduce need to import labor. Business operators, especially hoteliers, are being urged to offer better pay to workers to help with staff retention and reduce the need to import labor. Better compensation is also being touted as a means of empowering workers, increasing productivity, and steering young people away from a life of crime. The call came from Justice Minister Delroy Chuck while addressing Justice of the Peace at a sensitization session in Trelawney. Mr. Chuck related that while on a recent visit to the community in the parish, some young people stated that they left hotel jobs because the pay was inadequate and hustling was more lucrative. The minister said there are 100 more persons, island-wide like those in Trelawney, who remain outside of the formal labor force due to inadequate remuneration. Mr. Delroy pointed out that if hoteliers import labor, it would cost more money, so a better solution would be to offer local workers double pay. The minister urged employers to do more by way of jobs to help control crime.
The message has to go to the hotels that the salary you're paying, you're not going to attract the best, or you're not going to attract good workers. Jamaica is at a stage now, and especially within the hotel sector, that low wages won't make it. If you're thinking of importing workers, then you would have to put them up, and I'm sure you would have to pay them 3 times what you pay the local workers. So before you get there, why not start out and pay the local workers twice? Because these local workers, you don't have to put them up. I have to say that hotels, the BPOs, fast food restaurants, employers who have difficulty now getting employees, think that there will be a strong competition for workers, and the workers will soon start calling the tune. We need to get more of that close to 200, 300,000 young men and women off the street into steady jobs. These are the persons who are candidates, who are the recruits for the gangs, for the criminality. And so the burden is not only on the government, but for employers to see what more can be done to get more of these persons in employment. If they're in employment, to train them better so that they can be better citizens across in their communities. And when that is done, it is one other ways where we can control the criminality. Because if we can get more of these youngsters employed, and especially the women to come in and employ, and these women don't have to depend on these gangsters, then there's no doubt it's another way for us in our approach to dealing with the crime problem.
Allow private doctors to have free testing of patients for dengue. Opposition spokesman on health Dr. Maurice Guy is calling for Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton to allow private physicians to have free testing for dengue done at public health laboratories. He says this is important as some patients are not able to afford the cost of the test. Dr. Guy believes the move would enable the health ministry to have a more accurate understanding of the number of confirmed dengue cases in the country. The Ministry of Health and Wellness reported that, as of November 6, the country has recorded 3,147 suspected, presumed and confirmed cases. Of that number, 870 are confirmed dengue cases.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell.